We've got a wet carpet here in the Volkswagen Golf for the Mk5, and I need to find out how the water's getting in and how we're going to fix it and how we're going to dry the carpet out. Now, what I've discovered already is that there's wet right up in the back here. You can actually see that glistening. Now, obviously that's coming in from quite a high position inside this footwell area, right up in there. So I'm going to have a look underneath, lift the bonnet up and have a look underneath there and see if there's anything obvious that needs attending to. Unbelievably, the guys have started digging the road up outside my house today, so I'm going to have a little bit of background noise. Right now, just for once, we've actually got a puller that was used many years ago on something probably like an old Mini or something. We're going to use that to pull the wiper blade off its spindle. It's a friction fit, so we should be able to use this thing to pull the wiper blade off. Got to be a little bit careful on this side because we're getting quite close to the glass. Right, now you can see just exactly how much crud and crap there is down in there, which is probably why something's blocked and the rainwater is flushing straight down inside the vehicle to the footwell. Right, this is some of the crud we've got out of that hole, and to be quite honest, that was a bit of a surprise. That is a stopper of some description, and I think I can see what we have done here. Be quite honest, guys, when I replaced the hood release cable, I think I've caused my own problems here, because this here, right at the end of that screwdriver, is a grommet that seals this area from the inside of the car, and that is the actual hood cable there, and it disappears through here, through the wing as well. Hopefully you'll be able to see that when we get it on the computer. So there's two places where the exterior of the car kind of goes to the interior, and that rubber grommet there should be sitting nicely in that metal hole. And when this area here is full up with crud and leaves, I think this has acted as a well, and it's actually tipped the water through there. So there's only probably one person to blame for this. Guess who? Now, as far as I could see, there's no way to pull that rubber grommet back up through the hole, especially when you can't get your hands underneath the dashboard and there is virtually no access from above either. So I've reverted to a typical DIY bodge and lashed a load of white silicone around the hole in the hope that that's going to seal it. The next thing we're going to do is see about drying out this carpet. I think we're going to have to remove it, or at least fold it back. Now, I did look at removing the accelerator pedal, but it needs a special tool, so I think we might avoid that. So we're going to just take the seat out, or at least push it right back, and luckily for once we've actually got the Torx bit that's required for this. So that'll go in that hole there, and we'll undo the two fittings at the front and two at the back, and we should be able to shove the driver's seat all the way back. Right, so we have removed this side panel here, piece of plastic with a few clips. Try to not break anything here, do that carefully. And now we're going to remove the carpet. Well, I think we're going to have to revert to the old-fashioned carpet removing tool on this occasion and make life easy for ourselves. So what I'm going to do is come across here on this arch under the seat and probably down here. And that's how we are going to remove the carpet in this Volkswagen Golf. There we are, guys, a lovely neat bit of carpet cutting. Now what I did notice was that underneath here the felt stuff only reaches a certain way, so we're going to have the felt out next. I was thinking about removing the accelerator pedal, but I might be able to work around it because I think the felt is the stuff that's going to be retaining most of the water. So we'll remove that. I have to cut it first on that same place as the carpet. What I really would like to do is get this soundproofing stuff out, because just look at that. That is absolutely full of water. Okay guys, anybody of a nervous disposition should probably look away now, but we're definitely going to have this out. I can't have this car swilling with water and smelling really manky, so I'm going to have to take drastic action here. So we've just nipped the carpet across there. It'll slip out underneath this accelerator pedal. I just don't feel confident trying to bust that out of there without the special tool, which has two prongs, apparently goes underneath and releases the pedal from two studs. So I guess there's some sort of circlip. So we've removed the stabilizing bolt at the back there, and I'm going to get the whole carpet out from under that pedal, and we'll fix it back together the best we can once it's dried out. Carpet comes out. There you are. Now what could be simpler than that? Right, if you've ever wondered what's underneath your carpet and your underfelt, well, there's your answer. And as you can see, there's quite a bit of moisture in here. And the point is, if you've got cables, you don't really want to have these cables lying around in the wet stuff. Right, I've left that for a few hours for the silicone to go off, and we're testing it, and as you can see, there's still a tiny leak. Right guys, now this thing here is your grommet, that thing, and the grommet has to go down in that hole. If the grommet is loose for some reason or been dislodged, that's where you're going to get your leaking. So this rubber grommet fits down in the hole, and that grommet is penetrated by the hood release cable. So if that's dislodged, you're going to get leaks. Now I've got the grommet back in place, so we're going to test it for watertight. Done a little bit of carpet fitting here to provide some kind of soundproofing. We can't replace the original stuff because it's absolutely saturated and I cannot get it to dry out. So I've used a little bit of spare carpet that was kicking around, put it the furry side down. Hopefully it'll act as the soundproofing and underlay for the top coat of carpet. So that's the underlay or padding back in place, nicely dried out, and the last thing to do is put the top carpet back down. Right, we've got everything back together again now. Lovely dry carpet, the underlay's all been dried out on the radiator, and we won't have that horrible smell of stale water inside the car. So if that's helped some of you, well, I'm very pleased about that, and perhaps you'd like to subscribe to my channel and be able to see what else we get up to with our Mark 5 Golf 1.9 TDI.